I want to show you guys the plans that I have for this van. Probably should have gotten it out already. Ta-da! Do you love it? Let's take a look at it. So you'll notice I have a bed, I don't know how to, lengthwise? Widthwise. I have a bed widthwise at the very back of the van. So it's gonna be a little like this. That is a totally temporary bed. It's literally just 2 separate sheets of plywood resting on 2 wooden boxes. Like that, if I slam the brakes hard enough, that would go flying. That is not a formal bed. My official bed will be about the size of a twin bed, similar to how that is. It'll slide out over these 2 chairs that'll be on the opposite side of each other and will support the extension of the bed, which will bring it to a queen size mattress. If and when I am ever taken off of the market, somebody's gonna have some space to sleep. And at the very low likelihood of that, I just wanted to stick to a twin bed because I don't need a full or a queen or anything taking up all this living space when it's just me sleeping in it. So twin it is, I'm content with that. I would rather have a living space and a kitchen and a closet than have a big ass bed. And next, you'll notice the kitchen starts. This is a little more like, is it really gonna turn out like this? I don't know. Like, how big is the oven? Is that the oven I'm gonna stick with? Where does the propane tank fit? All great questions that I don't really have answers to quite yet. Also, where's the toilet going? And what is the toilet? What size is it? There's the possibility that some things are gonna shift around, but overall, it will have this layout with a sink next to the sliding door, the oven on the other side of the kitchen, along with additional storage, a little pop-up counter space so I can have, you know, space to put things here, but also it won't block the sliding door permanently. I can just put it back down. I'll also have some overhead cabinets. I can really include that in the sketch because I didn't know how without it blocking the view, right? I only drew the overheads for the opposing side. There's gonna be a pull-out table from the bed so that way 2 people can sit here and eat. And then right behind the driver's seat will be the closet with some drawers inside. I'm going to do a swivel seat for the front seat whenever I ever get my hands on a single person passenger seat instead of a double. Oh my God. Oh my God, it's driving me crazy. It did not feel good. Yeah, that's basic. I mean, that's it. Is there something I'm missing here? So imagine bed, chairs, kitchen sink, and then on the other side, other seat, a whole bunch of kitchen, overhead cabinets, both sides actually, but overhead cabinets galore over here. And then right here behind the driver's seat is a floor-to-ceiling closet with drawers built in. Pretty simple, caters to all my needs. And then most vans have this overhead space over here. I'm gonna frame it up eventually to make it look nice and kind of look like maybe I built it. My priorities here are to not make this just one big sleeping space. I want it to be a living space. That is super important to me. I'd rather sleep a little less comfortably on like a twin size bed than cut my space like in half and only be able to have a couple people fit in and hang out with me comfortably. Some vans get really claustrophobic, to me anyway, when they have like a queen size bed. And I'm just like, oh, it's so sad in there to me. I can't do that. I want space. That's the hugest thing to me. What that means for me is that I'm gonna have less of what people call a garage, the space underneath the bed, the space that would commonly be accessed from the back doors. That very commonly, if not like always, gets dedicated to the electrical system, to the water tank, and things like that. So I will have less space because I will have a smaller bed. I am also not doing as high of a bed as a lot of other people do. A lot of people have their bed so high that when you sit in it, your head either almost hits the ceiling or it absolutely does hit the ceiling, and that is something that would not make me very comfortable or happy. So I'm not going to be doing that. So I'll be sacrificing even more garage space in that regard, because the bed will be a little bit lower. That's just not me. I hate tall beds, and I'm totally fine with going for a twin because 98% of the time it's just me. I don't even know why I said 98 now that I think about it. When has there been anybody else in my vehicle with me? 100% of the time so far, it's been just me. I want a kitchen. I want chairs. I want a closet. That matters more to me than having a big bed. Like, I don't give a shit about that. You can probably tell that I don't give a shit about that because I lived in a Civic for almost 3 years. I think my laundry might be dry. You know the drill. Like, subscribe, support me because I want you to. And join me on Patreon, possibly my favorite platform next to YouTube. So join me there. And that's it I got. That's all. Thanks for watching. See you later. See you in 2 weeks. If this video got released on Wednesday, the 19th of October, then are you proud of me for sticking to my every other week thing so far? Oh my god. You know how hard that is for me? I am busy. Well, you're welcome. I don't know how people use apps and stuff to do their layouts. I tried. It's not in the stars for me, so just doing a freehand sketch. I'm growing out my bangs and it is like not fun. Don't ever get bangs unless you know you're gonna keep them for like years. So many Vans. I'm doing laundry. I know that eventually living like this for years is going to lead to an identity crisis. Because one day, probably, very likely, I'm going to not live in a vehicle anymore. And that is going to be really difficult to transition out of. Ugh, I can't even think about it. So if you're in my area, if you know where I'm at, and you're in this area, and you're good with electrical, hit me up, because I might need some help. I think that's the most that that's the longest stretch of time I've ever talked like that. I keep my quarters in an M&M container because I'm a genius. If you would like for me to switch on over to YouTube, then keep watching these videos so I can get more support from YouTube and I can switch over to this platform forever and say goodbye to TikTok. And man, did I sleep bad in here last night. It's so cold. I think it was like somewhere around 30 degrees. Not comfy.